Yeah, what's up, y'all? What's up? This is my YouTube video. Before I even start, I just wanted to say I'm tired of all these this what they call it, this LBQZ, this gay agenda and shit, like that be raising these men to be like fags and sissies and shit. Like, I don't like that shit. So I feel like we need to be raising some real men out here. So I came with my list. We finna get into some things, cause apparently niggas don't know how to raise niggas no more. These niggas running out on their families and letting these females raise their kids, and we need to put a stop to that, like, right now. So I'm finna show y'all. I got a list. I made a list for y'all to learn how to raise your son, so he grow up to be a man, not no sissy, not no punk. Yeah. So I'ma just go ahead and start from the beginning. So from ages 0 to 1, you want to make sure your young king is breastfed for as long as possible. Now, we want to avoid soy and any other chemicals and formula that will alter your son's brain's natural way of being and thinking. You know, like, you don't want your son to like develop breasts and shit, and like any feminine traits and shit. That soy is killing the black man. It's emasculating the black man. So make sure he breastfed as long as possible. And yeah, don't get that nigga no soy, because this government trying to get these niggas all this soy and all this shit. Have these dudes acting like females out here. So yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't care if your woman say, I don't care if your female say that shit hurt or nothing like that. Breastfeed that nigga. If you can't get it from her, get it from another bitch. Hey, so let's move on from ages like 2 to 4. Let me see. At these ages, your young king may start to develop some personalities and start expressing, you know. If you see him doing anything, and dudes, listen to me. If you see that nigga doing anything that can be seen as feminine or womanly, don't be afraid to scold him and give him some encouragement. A lot of these niggas ain't giving their sons encouragement no more. They just letting them run around here all frilly and frolicky like some faggots. You heard me? Give him some encouragement. Whoop that ass, beat that nigga ass like he stole something from you. Cause that feminine shit, no. And all that crying shit and all that shit, nah, we ain't doing that. Nah, little hustler, we ain't going that route. Little niggas ain't supposed to cry now. Now about ages 5 to 10, all that little crying and shit, all that shit should be over by this age. Now, I'm not saying you just now correcting that shit needs to be over. You heard me? And yeah, boys not supposed to express emotion like a female is. So you gotta make sure that he know that he ain't supposed to be doing all that crying and shit. That's that female shit. He ain't supposed to be doing all that crying and shit. If you haven't already, find a good Bible-based church home where your son can learn about God. Because a lot of these little frillicky niggas out here, a lot of these little sis niggas out here, they ain't get the right church family growing up. So that help make them become gay. Like, you don't want your nigga to be none of that shit. You don't want your little nigga to be no fag or nothing like that. So you need to find a good Bible-based church, not no faith-based shit. What the Bible say, that's what your little niggas need to be doing, and that's what you need to be doing in your family to keep the black family up. We need to be in these Bible-based churches. Most importantly, you need to have him in this church so that he know homosexuality and other non-manly traits will cause him to spend eternal damnation in the hottest flames in the deepest, darkest depths of hell. it's essential that he eventually find a wife. So like, you know, in the Bible it say be fruitful and multiply. A lot of these gay niggas and shit out here, and these like gay women out here, is something wrong with their brain. Like they got something wrong with them. They don't know how to do what God told them to be. So we gotta make sure our sons know they gonna have to be fruitful and multiply and get them a wife. Their wife needs to be equally yoked, and she needs to know her place as a female. That bitch don't need to be stepping out her body. She needs to know her place as a female. So you need to make sure her family raised her right to be a female, not no nigga. Cause a lot of these females out here trying to be niggas. We don't need all that. Our son, he gonna have him a feminine wife, and she gonna bear his children, and we gonna get the black family up, because this agenda and shit, they trying to kill us off, and we ain't going for that. Nah. Hey, yeah. Put that little nigga in some sports, specifically football. That's what I did when I was younger. Football. Really, any violent sport would do. Make him go to practice, even if he don't want to go. Make that nigga go to practice. Really, they develop like discipline, like brotherhood, healthy like manly aggression. Like these niggas need to know, like they can't be doing all that crying and shit. Take that shit out on the field. You know what I mean? Take that aggression out on the field like we used to do back in the day. Yeah. A lot of these niggas letting their sons out here crying shit. They need to be putting that shit into they work, into they sport, until they work. They need to know how to let that aggression out in the proper ways. Develops confidence, and it gives your son a competitive spirit. Your little nigga gonna have to, he gonna need that in today's twisted world. He gonna need to know how to have some hustle about him. He gonna need to know how to compete these white niggas for these jobs and shit. Like, nah, we can't be doing that shit. Nah, he gotta be competitive in sports. Like, that'll definitely be like especially the good thing for him to do. You know what I mean? Make sure your son only hangs out with dudes at this point. You don't want any feminine female traits to rub off on your son. You heard me? If he does have a female friend, make sure that's his girl. You heard me? Or something like that. You heard me? Like, that nigga needs to be out there playing with the dudes. He don't need to be having no female friends, cause that's the first telltale sign that nigga gay. We don't want that shit. That's the number one thing we don't want. So make sure he hanging out with the dudes, the bros. Yeah. If he does have a female friend, like I said, make sure that's his girl. On top of all that, make sure to continuously show him what a man should be like. You know what I mean? You need to show that nigga how to be a nigga. You know what I mean? Like, he don't need to be trying to be no female out here. He needs to be a nigga. Show him, go take him to the gun range, show him how to use a gun, all that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? If he does have any effeminate traits in him, I need you to beat that shit out of him. At this age, about 18, you can start putting your hands on that little nigga if he trying to be a woman, if he trying to be effeminate, because we don't play that shit. He will thank you later. Moving on from there, we finna go from 11 to 14 now. 11 to 14, these are the pivotal years that you have to really make sure you got your son right. You got him raised. You raising him right. You know what I mean? On my list, I put your son is a young man now. Don't let his mama call him no little boy. Don't let his mama call him little baby. None of that shit. It's a young man now. It's time to give him the talk. Make sure he know what the female anatomy look like. And just make sure he know what to do when it's time to do what to do. You know what I mean? Make sure he continues to be in sports and in school. Sports are very essential. So like I said, just make sure that nigga stay in his sports and shit. Make sure he on the grind. Make sure he eating out there. Make sure he doing what he need to do on that field. If you did the first 3 tiers correctly, like we were just talking about, he should start to develop some opposite sex attraction at this point. And make sure he's watching rated R movies and shit. Because that little nigga, he needs to know how it is out here in the real world. He needs to know like how females supposed to act, how niggas supposed to act. A lot of these parents out here by this age, they trying to restrict their sons and they trying to like hide the world from their sons. But nah, let that little nigga see what the world about. Let him see a glimpse of what that world really is before he get out there fighting with the wolves, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely ladies should be on him by now, especially with him being in sports. Especially with him, he know how to be a man, so women naturally, or young girls, young ladies, definitely attracted to like masculine men, masculinity. So he should have some of that stuff like showing up by now. So the ladies should definitely be like beating that nigga door down by this point. And yeah, if not, then you need to teach that nigga some game. You need to make sure that nigga got his swag up, make sure he got the freshest Jordans on. The nigga needs to be fly, he needs to be out here getting these women's attention and shit, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? On his 13th birthday, make sure it's essential that you drink your first 40-ounce beer with your son on his 13th birthday. This is letting him know, this is showing him that he a man now. I don't know what that brand was. I don't know if it was Bud Light, but that little trans individual, that visual on there. Don't drink that shit. Make sure that nigga focusing on his sports, focusing on that field. Make sure he grinding. School, long as he passing, that's cool with me. Niggas, they ain't even supposed to be really that smart anyway. Like, don't even really matter at the end of the day. Long as he like getting to that next level, long as he like evolving, getting to that next level, that's all that matters. So make sure he dominating in them sports, and yeah, be straight. He should be straight. Yeah. At 15 and 17, these little niggas start think they a little man now. So you gotta really make sure you put the kahunas out on them. You gotta really make sure that nigga know like who the real man is. And let him know he's still a little boy at this point. He a young man, but he a little boy at this point. 15 to 17, excuse me, yeah. Make sure he don't bring no bitch home pregnant. Make sure he keep a condom on him at all times. And that he dominating on these sports teams, like I said. Keep him out these streets as best you can. I mean, like, little niggas, they bound to the streets, you know what I mean? Like, I was bound to the streets back in the day, you know what I mean? So just try to keep him out of them streets as much as possible. Make sure he focusing on them sports, because that nigga, he gonna want to join the NFL or the NBA one day. You want to make sure he keep focusing on the grind. Make sure he really putting all his, you know what I mean? Yeah. And at this point, don't spoil that little nigga. Do not spoil that little nigga. He needs to learn how to work for anything he get in his life. He needs to learn, either he needs to get a job, or he needs to get a trade. He needs to be like out there doing some field work on the weekends, doing lawns or whatever he needs to be doing. But that little nigga needs to learn how to hustle. You need to make sure he learn how to make money for himself, because when he get older, he not only gonna be having to fend for himself, he gonna be having to fend for his wife and his kids. So make sure you don't get that nigga shit. Make sure he work for every fucking thing he got. You heard me? In fact, make sure you teach him how to hustle, but also teach that nigga how to trade stock. You know, Bitcoin is real big right now. You gotta make sure your nigga straight for the future. You know, everything getting online and the internet now, so make sure that nigga prepared. Make sure he know how to do some stuff with some trading stocks and shit like that. If you know I do that. If not, I got classes in my bio. If you need to learn how to trade the Bitcoin and do all that mining and shit, I got you. And if he say he gay at any point in this 15 to 17, make sure you beat that nigga ass. And if he's so adamant that he want to be a fag, kick that nigga ass out. Because at this point, he just want to go against everything you would have taught him, everything your woman done taught him. And he just want to be out here frolicking with these little niggas, playing his ass and shit. Nah, we ain't doing this shit. Nah, I'm just getting mad just think about it. Like, nah, kick that nigga out. If he's so adamant about he gay or this, that, the other, kick that nigga out. He dead to you. By 18, hold on. I'm kind of wilding, but like, this shit true though. Listen, by 18, kick that freeloading motherfucker out your house. It don't matter if he going to school or if he working and starting his family. Kick that nigga out. You done did all you need to do by this point. He know how to hustle. He know how to get on girls. He needs to start fending for himself, and he needs to be a man now. You know what I mean? Yeah, you will be proud of him, especially if you follow this list. Like, you will be really proud of the young man, the young black man you done raised and shit. So yeah, in conclusion, yeah, you don't want your son out here being gay, out here frolicking with these little fags and shit. Nah, he needs to know how to hustle, fear God, and he needs to make sure he get a wife and be fruitful and have as many kids as possible, because this alphabet mafia out here, they got this agenda and they trying to tear down the black family. They trying to emasculate the black man. They trying to masculinize the black female, the black woman, and just, yeah, we need to put a stop to all that shit. You heard me? So yeah, that was all I got for this video. Alright, y'all, so I'll probably do some more videos on this, and if you need some extra help, or I got this camp also. If your nigga just not acting right, he don't know how to act, I got this camp we can send them to. I train them up real good, and they'll come back acting like a young man, like they supposed to be acting. Not all that female stuff, not all that. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Alright, peace.